Representative Glover, House Bill 667.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. It's my privilege today to present to you House Bill 667. I also want to express my great thanks to your staff. There was some effort on yesterday at the possibility of working on some amendment language that might have been agreed upon, and they, in a very timely fashion, managed to be able to work with Ms. Righteous over on the House side to help make that happen. But I don't think it's going to be necessary at this point. So if you don't mind, I'll just go ahead and share with the committee the reason why the bill is being offered and exactly a detail from my perspective why it is that we're here today.
All right. Now, I want to mention to you that I've had contact from Senators Tarver, Peacock, and Gaddy regarding this bill, all not in favor of the bill. And it's our experience that we are not going to be able to get between you and the other people that you deal with and try to work out a solution. That's your job, to get together and work out a solution with the local people. And truth of the matter is, I don't think we need to go any further with the bill because the bill's not going to come out of this committee. So we're going to recommend that you take that bill back, work with the local people, and then bring something back that you have approval of the local people on.
Senator, you've essentially just said what I knew was the reality and was going to essentially express myself. I would, however, like to just simply offer a very brief perspective in terms of why it is that this is,
listen,
we're here and what it is that we'll be looking to do in the interim.
I wouldn't want you to think there was anything other than we're trying to do the right thing by all the people involved. So if you'd like to, tell us something about it, please do.
Exactly. Well, thank you very much, and I will be brief.
Go ahead, Representative Glover.
Senator Martini will tell you that I'm a very nice person.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
Be nice to him. He's dead.
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, in 1957, the city of Shreveport adopted for its very first time its first comprehensive master plan. Many people come to Shreveport, third largest city in the state, and wonder why it is that it's so much easier to be able to navigate the traffic of Shreveport compared to Baton Rouge and New Orleans. The reason for that is because of the vision of former Mayor Jim Garden and the leaders of Shreveport at that time, who decided to put in place a planning effort that resulted in that comprehensive master plan. Gives us a transportation system that is the envy of this state, and also provided lots of other amenities and initiatives that ended up making Shreveport the city that it is today. The citizens of Shreveport decided just after the turn of the new millennium that it was time to do another master planning process. That process kicked off in earnest in 2007, and by 2011, both the members of the Shreveport City Council and the Parish Commission adopted Shreveport Caddo 2030, Great Expectations, a comprehensive master plan. One of the problems and challenges identified within that particular master plan was the issue of blight within the city of Shreveport, and how it is that we go about addressing that problem. You've got almost 7,000 adjudicated lots. The city of Shreveport spends almost $5 million a year cutting the grass, demolishing buildings, boarding up windows, trying to deal with that issue. There have been some areas of success, but what it has lacked is a comprehensive, detailed effort to address the problem. The master plan called for a redevelopment authority to be established in order to be able to do that. The following effort was initiated in 2015 by one of my predecessors, a former council member, former member of the House of Representatives, Roy Burrell, who brought forth legislation to create that redevelopment authority. Unfortunately, like now, there was a lack of consensus amongst the local folks in terms of what it is that actual body should be able to do. I can boil it down to this. The city of Shreveport sought in 2015, and it seeks now to do nothing that the cities of Baton Rouge, New Orleans, New Iberia, Lake Charles, Lafayette, and several others across this state have the full power and authority to be able to do. The city of Shreveport, in fact, does have an established redevelopment authority, but it does not have the same capability and capacity to be able to effectively address those issues and challenges of blight that we face within our city the way our sister cities across the state of Louisiana can at this point. Now, the why for that is something that we'll have to address back home at the local level. But I want you all to understand that despite what you may have heard or calls that you may have gotten, there is nothing that is attempted or has been initiated here that has not been done in other cities across this state. The most recent example would be my speaker. Speaker Barra in 2009 passed unanimously out of both of these bodies almost identical legislation to what I'm offering here today for the city of New Iberia. This is no effort to try and usurp or undermine the powers of our local government or to do anything that would be clandestine, secretive, or in any way detrimental to the community. And again, this effort, this initiative was passed by both our city council and by our parish commission and adopted fully in 2011. And this simply represents an effort to try and fulfill that intended vision and to be able to address what we all know in Shreveport is one of our biggest core challenges. And at this point, we don't have the toolkit, the toolbox, the wherewithal to be able to make that happen. So again, you are absolutely correct. This is a conversation and a dialogue that will take place back in Shreveport during the interim. And I look forward to being back here next year after myself and Senator Peacock and Senator Tarver and others who are part of this conversation have a chance to be able to, again, engage our citizens back in Shreveport and see how it is that we manage to be able to come to some consensus that we can collectively present to both the House and the Senate and hopefully be able to move forward. So with that, Senator, I thank you for your time and your indulgence, and the same for the members of the committee.
Representative Glover, I think you're just the guy to get that done. So good luck to you, sir, and I appreciate it.
Thank you much.
Yes, sir. So I'm going to move to defer House Bill 667. Is there any objection? Hearing no objection, House Bill 667 is deferred. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
Representative Lyons is a big guy as well, so I got to apologize for him taking his place.